far as I'm aware, they're going through the building. They're looking at various things that the warrant entitles them to look at. We have lawyers and my colleague John Lyons following them around. But let me just say the Managing Director's put a statement out on this. It's a very unwelcome and serious development. I think for people maybe who aren't in the media business, sometimes talking about press freedom can sound a bit like a cliche. It is extremely unusual for an authority to exercise a warrant on a national public broadcaster like this, and it is very serious. I understand, as I think you've already reported, that it names Sam Clark and Dan Oakes and the Director of News for the ABC, Gavin Morris. But we will be doing everything we can to limit the scope of this, and we will do everything we can to stand by our reporters. And as a general observation, we always do whatever we can to stand by our sources, of course. And the other thing I just want to make the point of is this was outstanding reporting. It's 2 years ago. It was challenging content. It was looking at the conduct of special forces in Afghanistan. It wasn't an easy subject matter to report on, but I invite anybody who wants to have another look at that content to take a look at it, because it was clearly in the public interest, and sometimes difficult truths have to be told. I think every media organisation in the land sometimes has difficult moments with government agencies and authorities, but to have a warrant executed on the headquarters of the national public broadcaster in this way, I can't state it enough, is an unwelcome development. It is really serious, and we take it very, very seriously. It feels uncomfortable because, and this is a personal comment, it's not the Australia I know, for example. I've been a reporter in this country for a long, long time, and it's not what we expect. That's why it feels so unusual and uncomfortable. It should be uncomfortable, and we should stand up and call it out. But my understanding is that they are relying on a piece of legislation that was repealed. There was a public interest defence for journalists added. I'm talking about Section 79 of the Crimes Act. But that public interest defence did not apply at the time of the reporting of the Afghan files 2 years ago. So it just seems, the entire exercise seems out of proportion. But we mustn't forget whistleblowers too. It's difficult when government secrets, things that the government would wish not to be in the public domain, are in the public domain. But it is part of our job as journalists, and it's clearly in the public interest, as it is in the case of the Afghan files reporting.